Have you ever wondered if you are a medium? This is a question that I get quite a bit of. Am I a medium? Am I intuitive? Do I have this ability? So I'm going to be giving you 5 signs that you are a medium inside of this episode. So stay tuned. Welcome to Spiritual and Ambitious. I'm your host, Whitney McNeil. I'm a certified medium and spiritual teacher, and I help spiritual and ambitious souls just like you live your life purpose through your career and attract abundance by connecting into your intuition and spirit guides. Let's get spiritual and ambitious. It's time to get your intuition back online. I feel like these years have kind of put us maybe in this place of not feeling very aligned, while at the same time, it has definitely forced us to pivot. So maybe you've been diving deeper into your spiritual practice. Or maybe you're so excited that you can actually go out or you feel more free and the spiritual practice has kind of taken a hit on the back burner. Well, let's get your intuition back online. Join me over at messengerofspirit.com/class. Before we get started in this episode, I wanted to pull some cards for you today. So I'm sure you know my Messenger of Spirit Oracle is out and I'm so happy it's here. So I wanted to just give you some messages before we move on. I mean, this episode's about mediumship, so let's go ahead and do it. The first card I have here is the card of the angels. You are supported. Divine intervention is at play. So this is a great card of knowing that as change occurs, because the number on the card adds up to 5, and 5 is representing change. So knowing that even though there might be changes and maybe you can't quite see what the next step is or what the next thing is around the corner, you are supported and divine intervention is at play. So when you think that there's no possibility or that there's no way that anything can happen, knowing that spirit can intervene and is creating opportunities. I've seen this time and time again where the logical mind cannot figure out how it's going to work, and spirit makes what you might call miracles happen. All right, the next card I have here is balance your manifesting. And in case you're interested, what's on the card is the spider. So maybe the spider has a personal meaning for you. And this is about creation and your manifesting. So balancing that is important. Sometimes we feel like we are going, doing too much action all the time. And manifesting is a 2-part energy stream, meaning taking inspired action from your intuition and resting and receiving the messages. A lot of times with manifesting, people can get caught up in doing and feeling like I have to, versus receiving and allowing it to kind of marinate is important. Also, sometimes people can get caught up in the thoughts. I'm just thinking about it. I don't know. I'm just sitting here. I'm just going to let it happen and then not take the action. It's important to balance both. So when you're balancing both, you're having this ebb and flow and knowing it's happening. Whenever I'm talking to my students in 4 intuitive languages, I'll say, hey, if you want to manifest, think of it as a plant. If you overwater the plant, then it's going to die. If you never water the plant, it will die. It's a balance. All right, let's get into the signs that you're a psychic medium. So one of the signs that you're a medium is starting to see, feel, sense, know that you're not alone in the room. And your physical body is alone in the room, but you have a sense, a feeling, a picture in your mind, a knowing. Maybe you hear a voice of spirit communication, knowing that there's a spirit there or sensing a spirit there. And you can get the goosebumps up on your arm. And it's like, oh my gosh, I know something's going on here energy wise. I know that it's happening. And I have no other data to support this. And when I say that, I mean, you don't actually have to see, it can be a sensing. But a lot of times when you're really developing more of that mediumship, you will see a spirit manifestation, a person, a shadow moving through your house. Or when you glance over because you saw something out of the corner of your eye and you look, there might not be anybody there. Or maybe you do see the person that's there and that's a spirit person. Or just having a feeling. I just have this overwhelming feeling that I have somebody here with me, or that knowing. So, yes, you can see, but it doesn't have to be a seeing. Yes, you can hear, but you don't actually have to. You can feel or have a knowing of it. Your body might have these prickles, and you, because you might not be expecting it, might feel like you want to run away, far, far away because it's scary. Why is it scary? It's scary because you are using different senses, and spirit has no spatial recognition. So, whereas when people who are living get on an elevator, we kind of space out to give other people space. Spirit has none of that because they don't have a physical body. So, that's one reason why it's weird, but also because you weren't expecting a spirit person to be there. And so, when I talk to my students in foreign intuitive languages, I say, hey, make sure that you have a spirit guide to help you with that, because you really don't need random spirits coming to talk to you at 3 a.m. So if you've ever woken up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever it is, message me on Instagram and let me know at Messenger of Spirit. This is a very common thing that happens where you just feel like you're being woken up and, hey, like I want to talk. This actually should not happen if you're doing mediumship in the right way, but normally this is a sign that your mediumship is kind of coming online. So that's one of the signs that you are a medium. Another sign that you are a medium is simply having the interest, being drawn to TV shows, books, listening to this podcast, and any topic that has to do with talking to spirit and communication. So when I was young, I always, from youth, was so interested in this topic. And I even tried to find a school, a college, a university where I could major in metaphysics. Didn't really exist, but I always loved this topic. I think it has something to do with my astrology chart being an Aries sun in the eighth house of transformation, metaphysics, kind of that death and dying area. But it doesn't mean that you have to have an interest from when you were young. For me, it was, and I just really wanted to know more. At one point, I ran away from the topic because I couldn't really find anybody that would explain it to me, that I felt really safe and knew that it wasn't this wild topic of the unknown. But then when I went into my adulthood and I found myself having health problems, marriage problems, and hated my job, I became more interested again in mediumship, and I really wanted to do it. I knew I wanted to do it full time. This is what I wanted. So having an interest is really your spirit guide saying, hey, we're giving you an opportunity. How are you responding to this opportunity? Do you want to do this? You can be interested in it, but we're kind of testing the waters here. You're watching these TV shows or videos or listening to podcasts. Do you want to do it? So that's a sign that you're a medium. Even if you feel like I've never had any training before, this is something where you're going to want to open up. So let's get into the third sign that you're a medium. You feel compelled to give other people messages. You're just compelled to do it, meaning stuff comes out of your mouth and you weren't planning on saying things, or you just feel like you need to give somebody a message, or you just want to share something like a piece of advice, and it just kind of hits you out of the blue. It's like an inspiration that it's coming through. It's a sign that you're a medium. Mediumship is the act of delivering a spirit message to somebody else. That's all mediumship is. There's been a lot of misconceptions about what mediumship is. Some people have said it's just you talking to loved ones who've passed away for people. Nope, that is not all that mediumship is. Yes, you absolutely are talking to spirit, but intuitive people also talk to spirit. Mediumship is the act of talking to spirit on behalf of someone else. So, with your intuitive development and your intuition, you're talking to your spirit guides or your loved ones in spirit for your own benefit. So, they're giving you messages about what's to come in your life, what's the next steps, or helping you making decisions and creating opportunities for you. Mediumship is your spirit guides talking to someone else's spirit guides or loved ones in spirit, and then giving you that information to deliver through your mouth or in writing or communication, however that is, to someone else. So if you feel that compelled, oh, I just got to give you the message, well, then that's a sign you're a medium. Now, if you're one of my students, you already know that I'm going to teach you boundaries around that. And that's why we have a spirit guide that helps us with those boundaries so that you're not just randomly giving messages to people at the grocery store. But if you're feeling that kind of urge, doesn't necessarily mean you need to. It is more of a, yeah, it's going through the channel, it's going through the energy coming in from your intuitive centers and wants to come out through your mouth or writing or some other way of communicating. All right, so we're going to talk about two more signs that you're a medium when we come back after this quick break. As a professional psychic medium, I've done tens of thousands of readings, but I felt a call to move more fully into teaching intuition. But I still get so many requests about doing readings. So while I don't do readings anymore, I have brought in some very trusted colleagues who are now available for live 1 hour readings on Zoom. If you would like to book your psychic medium reading, go to messengerofspirit.com/appointments to see our available readers and schedule your Zoom reading today. Thanks for hanging in there. And we're talking about signs that you're a psychic medium. So I did want to just say psychic and medium are different. Psychic is literally mind to mind. So I can go deeper into this in a different episode, but it's literally your energy connecting with someone else's energy. I am talking about a psychic medium here in this episode because a lot of people just say psychic medium. Psychic does not underline, underscore, circle, exclamation point, does not mean that it's past, present, or future. Absolutely not. But many people think that psychic means past, present, or future. It does not. It means you're connecting to somebody else's mind. Mediumship is you talking to spirit on behalf of someone else. And just being a medium means when you're talking to spirit, you can still get information about past, present, future, career, health, love life, work. I think I said career, but you get the point. And you can talk to their spirit guides, what's coming up for them around the corner, and talk to loved ones in spirit. So I just want to make that really clear. So the fourth sign that you're a medium is having dreams that come true. I thought it was really important to really talk about that psychic definition with this one. Normally, what happens is your spirit guides are taking you on astral travels to visit other people, to show you events that are going to occur, because this can be the safest way that you can receive those messages versus if they were trying to give you the messages or the events that were going to happen in the daytime. Maybe it would be harder to get them to you. So maybe you're kind of freaked out about this process, or you don't know how to communicate with your spirit guides consciously, or you're not making time for it. Well, if they really need to get you a message, they are going to get it to you in the dream time. So dreams and astral travel are different. So what we call dreams sometimes is astral travel. Astral travel is when you leave your body and you go out and learn lessons and meet people. And I'll do an episode on that. But your spirit guides are saying, hey, we're going to take you, we're going to help raise your vibration. We are going to have you meet people and learn new things. So what happens is when you come back and you had a dream and it happened, you begin to feel validated to then open up more of your abilities and start communicating with your spirit guides in a conscious state instead of the dream time. So your spirit guides are being really active with you, working with you to help develop that ability and wanting to connect. If you're listening to this episode, you have been on an astral travel at some point. You just might not remember it. I will say 85% of the time we do not remember our astral travels, but we have this knowledge kind of in our back pocket that when we come up on an event, an opportunity, we're kind of like, this feels familiar. I have this. So your spirit guides are interested in helping you raise your vibration. The more you astral travel, your vibration also can increase. And the way to astral travel, you can just talk to your spirit guides at night. Before you go to sleep, let them know that you want to go on an astral travel. But if you're starting to get these quote unquote dreams and they're coming true, that is developing part of your intuitive ability. I'm actually going to be giving you a bonus extra symptom, but let's go to number 5, but I've got 6 for you. So let's go to number 5. A sign that you're a medium is you're seeing, hearing, feeling, or knowing energy, just energy. It can be spirit, it can be energy. So this can be, I have a hunch about something. I have a feeling about something. Like, let's say you have to make a decision. I have a feeling about this. Or maybe when you're meditating, you see orbs or flashes of color or random images that come through each day. So let's say that at night, you're just seeing all these flashes of where you've been during that day. That's a sign that your clairvoyance is coming online. If you're hearing things, your own inner reading voice or with what spirit's sharing with you, and it sounds like it's really a person talking to you, well, that's a sign that, guess what? Your clairaudience is coming online. So what I'm saying this is, if you have any of the empath, the channeler, the seer, the owl, so you're seeing spirit, hearing spirit, feeling and knowing, and it's not just like an actual spirit person, it's the energy, then that's a sign you're a medium, which leads me to my 6th sign. You're a person here on the earth plane. This might be popping the bubble here, but everyone has the potential to be a medium. It is really based on your sensitivity and your desire to be a medium. So we're all born with different sensitivity when we come into this earth. Some of us are highly sensitive. That was the case with me. Some of us are not so sensitive, but you can actually increase your sensitivity and learn mediumship. There's a lot of myths out there that you have to be born a medium. Guess what? Everyone is. It's just, do you want to develop this skill set or not? So let's say you're not born with any sensitivity. You're like, I don't know what intuition is. But then you become really interested in it. Then you can learn to develop your sensitivity and deliver messages to other people. You don't have to come into this earth and be part of a special family or a bloodline or be really super sensitive. While it might make it easier for you to develop it, that does not mean that you cannot develop your mediumship. So we really start with the basics of intuition. Intuition is the foundation of mediumship. Once you've developed your intuition, you're good to go. The next step is delivering messages to other people. You literally have to learn your intuitive language. So if spirit is giving you a symbol and then another symbol, you might be like, I just saw an apple and then I just saw the number 4. What the F, Whitney? What does that mean? It's literally like a word and another word. You are literally learning a language, which doesn't happen overnight. So that apple could mean someone is a teacher. It could mean heart health. It could mean eating a better diet, more fruits and veggies. It could mean something else. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The people that know the meaning of that symbol, your spirit guides, they're the ones that give you the symbol. And it's your job to Keep your mind clear to then receive from Spirit what that means. And a lot of times it makes no sense logically. Let's say the number 4 you see. This could mean 4 opportunities. It could mean 4 months. It could mean the month of April, or maybe a numerology meaning like balance, or it could even be the 4th chakra. So you're not going to logically understand it. Your job is to develop your language with your spirit guides and your bond with your spirit guides so that they then give you the message of what that apple or what that 4 means. This is why it doesn't happen overnight and why I have a 6-week course. But let me just say, it doesn't stop at 6 weeks because you're always going to develop a closer relationship, and you're going to get better the more that you, air quotes here, practice your intuition. So when you're giving a message to someone via mediumship, it's the same. You're going to get the apple or you're going to get the 4, and you've got to give the message to someone else. So intuition is so important, and I hope to see you over in my free intuition and spirit guide masterclass over at messengerofspirit.com/class. No matter if you want to just create a stronger bond with your guides, or you want to give messages to other people in your business or in your life or your family, it all starts with intuition. All right, that's it for this episode. I will see you next week with a brand new episode. And until then, here's to staying spiritual and ambitious. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. And if you loved it, would you please share it with a friend? I would also love your review and a reminder to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can find me at messengerofspirit.com, and you can take the 4 Intuitive Languages quiz and find show notes there too. If you want to connect on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, you can find me at Messenger of Spirit. If you want to continue the conversation, join my free Facebook group at messengerofspirit.com/group. I'll meet you right here next week. Here's to staying spiritual and ambitious.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM. Women's voices amplified.